Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With fishingbooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. Fishingbooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to fishingbooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today.
Scree gear is more than apparel. It's a tribute to the relentless, the tireless, the true guardians of the wilderness. It's for those who seek not just a game, but a legacy. Not just a sport, but a way of life. In our gear, you're more than a hunter. You're a story, a tradition, a legend in the making. Scree is your journey, your triumph, your success. Join the working man revolution. Success awaits.
Alright, welcome back to the Survival and Basic Badass Podcast with Kevin and Chuck. Today we're going to talk about, well, basically perimeter alarms, home security, how to tell when the bad guys are sneaking up on you, how to kind of make your homestead just a little bit more secure. Well, basically, there's a million things you can do. There's a lot of things, make your home a little more secure. We had that home security episode way back in the beginning.
Right.
Had a lot of good ideas on that. We talked about, the 3M film for the glass, stuff like that. There's a lot of things to make your home a little bit more fortified. But I think we're going to dig a little deeper and also kind of look at it more from the apocalypse, end of the world kind of scenario where the bad guys might be coming at you and there isn't the police to call, and you may not have the huge army of watches, guard towers on each side, because also if you're trying to prepare food and garden and do everything else in the apocalypse, maybe perimeter security is something where you want to use as few people as are required. You had some thoughts on maybe securing the homestead?
Well, I wanted to start off first about just protecting your home from everyday burglary.
Okay.
So I just wanted to go over some of the basics first before we get into anything a little bit more complex. But there's things about your house that and I know people that are thieves, professional, or that's just their hobby is breaking into people's houses.
Right.
But there are things that people look for when they're looking for a house to break into. And a few of the things...
Do they look for an ADT sign?
I don't know. But I would recommend stealing that ADT sign from your neighbor's house and putting it in front of your house.
Now, you know what makes it awkward here is whatever our local home security company is, that you see in front of everybody's house, they have the house number on the sign.
Oh, really?
So you got to go to a neighborhood, find somebody with the same house number, and then steal their sign. So it's a little trickier.
All right.
Or you could get those peel and stick letters and put it right over there.
Just put it right over top of it, right?
I guess I was overthinking it a little bit.
So some of the things they look for. Right. Houses that are recently bought. Because you may not necessarily be moving everything in and living in that house. They're easy to get in and out of because you haven't had time to spend through look at all the locks. But you dumped all
your expensive shit there, and it's already packed in boxes.
You dropped your TV off over there, right?
It's packed in boxes.
Kids,
and nobody's surprised to see a moving truck. And when they see you out there loading shit up, they don't know if you just moved in. Oh yeah, I'm the husband. Oh yeah.
Ones that are close to a highway exit, they say less than a mile away from a highway exit they're more prone to burglary.
I did not consider that.
If your house is on a corner lot, which I didn't realize, but it basically means that they can check the back and side yards without getting out of their car. They can drive past both ways and see everything around the house.
Nice.
If it's located on a through street,
Now, if you're like me and you can drive past it and not even see the house, more
Better
likely,
yet.
less likely.
Better yet. No,
All
better
right.
yet, because you don't want it to be easily accessible. You know,
All
if
right.
it's on a through street, you can just stop, run in, hop back out, get in your car, and keep going.
All right.
Cul-de-sacs and houses on dead ends are less likely to be broken into.
All right.
If you're bordered on the side of your house by a wooded area or a playground, places where somebody can sit down and watch your house without being noticed. And wealthier houses obviously are more of a target than nobody wants to bother robbing a trailer, you know. There
that
might
hurts,
be
man.
there might be an Xbox in
You know
there.
what?
There might
I
be a big
always-
screen TV, but
I always see the
there's
big
not going to be
screens.
there's not going to be expensive jewelry or anything like that sitting
All
around
right,
inside.
touche.
So here's some basic deterrents: burglar alarms, or like you said, we can just steal the ATD the alarm sign from somebody else. Get one of
Right.
those stickers.
No, I mean, really, I've been into Home Depot, and they have, for $10, they have one that, if you open the door, it has the little sensor, just peel and stick, you throw them on there, and it's allowed,
Right.
however many decibel
Right, and I see those.
chime.
There's
It's
those
pretty
door
loud.
stop alarms too, where the door opens and hits it.
Is
and it
that
goes
enough
off.
to scare
Well,
off
I mean,
some people?
it's not going to scare somebody off unless they open that specific door while you have the door jam set there.
Well, the door alarm, I've seen Home Depot, I think you have where you just hit the little switch and it's $10. And I think they had like a $29 version that had two, but they worked with a keychain remote.
Mm-hmm.
And you could do that. I ended up giving it to somebody after I bought it because I never put it in. And somebody else was like, oh, they're going to break into my house. What do I do? And I'm like, well, here, take this.
No, what about, all right, so some of the other things, car and driveway,
All right.
motion activated lights
Okay,
outside,
lights on a timer.
dogs, I got dogs that bark at when people aren't even here, so...
I saw something on TV, though. It could be ghosts and other shit. They could be protecting you without
From
you
ghosts?
even realizing
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Weird shit.
Well, it's I mean...
They might see something that's there.
Yeah.
And you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to be possessed by Patrick Swayze and
No.
get caught, making clay pots and things. I don't want that to happen to me, and that's one of the reasons why I
All
have
of a sudden,
dogs.
Whoopi's making out.
Whoopi's making out with your wife. Nobody knows what's going on.
That was just bad.
So another thing that's important is deadbolts. When you lock your door, how well locked is it?
Right. We talked about, extra 3-inch screws or something.
Right. When you're putting in the strike plates with those, don't go into the door jamb, because that jam's gonna split apart if somebody puts any pressure on it. You got to get in there, but still, I mean, the sheer strength of those screws are pretty good. But
you want to learn how to do it right, go back to our home security episode, and you can beef it up.
Mm-hmm. But if I'm trying to break into somebody's house,
Now, sure, you're a big house breaker, and
right? And if I'm
now,
trying
I'm
to do
all
it,
concerned. Wait, somebody who slits their wrists, somebody who heroin overdoses, somebody who sells $5 Percocet, or at least where to find it,
right?
and now you're telling me you're friends with a lot of people who break into houses.
Well, I think actually all those
There may be
stories
some
are two
overlap.
people. Yeah, that's two people I know.
Okay.
I mean, I do know more than one person that did rob houses, but
All right.
I mean, you could really cover it up with two names there.
Okay. All right. You might have to pick a better class of friends.
No,
I'm just saying.
that's the people you want to know, man. Those
Yeah.
are the people you want to know, because burglars aren't going to rob their friends.
Or are they?
I think that's 90% of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's friends that are in your house that steal stuff. But if you're, have somebody breaking leaves and shit in your backyard and they ask to use your bathroom, they might just be in there opening a window lock while they, go to the bathroom. It's things like that you want to keep in mind. If you have people that you don't know in your yard or in your house, make sure you look over everything before you go to bed that night, before you leave the house the next day.
So you're saying when I had the Solar City guy there today?
Yeah, he was probably unlocking all your
casing it
windows.
out?
Yeah.
Fuck, I have to
Checking-
go home.
Checking
We
all
might have to
the
hit pause for a minute.
check all your windows and doors, make sure you have your windows locked before you leave, windows are an easy thing, especially if they don't have screens on it. You just put your hand on it and see if it's open or if it's locked or not, you know? So those are some basic home defense ideas just in your day-to-day life.
All right.
That key that you have hidden in that fake rock outside, and not a big deterrent. I know where that rock is. Look under the mat. Look up on top of the door jamb on the outside. Keep your eyes open on your doors. If your door opens outward, and that's not necessarily going to be the case with your front door, but shed doors and a lot of things like that, they have the pins on the outside. So you don't even need to get through the lock. All you need is a screwdriver to pop those pins out. And I've done that a few times on places that I've had to get into. Not that I was robbing them. But I mean, somebody fails to leave a key for you, it's easy to just pop that out.
Were you one of those two named?
Well, I can tell you this. I could probably get into your house and steal stuff. But
oh, that hurts.
I'm not planning on doing that.
I don't really know. I've never been to a house where I couldn't get in. I always go with, like, landlords to do a repair or something. Like, they don't have the key. Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right, just get out of the way.
Right.
Go stand over there for a minute. I'll handle it.
Yeah.
And then we're inside, and they're like, but how? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Just go in. Let's fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And...
yeah, and maybe you want to pay attention to this episode after I leave.
There you go.
This.
Let me recommend a podcast.
Uh-huh. So, the real issue is you want to have some basic deterrents about your house that will make somebody go to your neighbor and rob them.
All right.
That's the real issue. Because if somebody wants to get in your house, they're going to be able to do it.
So it would be okay to buy your neighbor gun-free zone sign for their front lawn?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that's reasonable.
That's reasonable.
Maybe
I know
maybe
you're anti-gun. Let me help you out. I got you a sign.
Maybe if you're concerned about thieves in your neighborhood, go to your neighbor's house and break one of their windows.
I saw the best one going around on Facebook. They wanted people to show that you have like an open door policy and you're down for the refugees. Everybody should leave their front door open.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
It's a good,
in case a refugee is coming past.
We're open. It's cool. And so, these people might be targets. If that guy's your neighbor, you might be in.
Yeah, and you see that. Go back to the door pins on the outside, the hinges. You see that a lot on apartment complexes. If you're in an apartment complex, so think about that. There are ways to harden those hinges so that they can't be pried out. Set screws and things like that. You got to think about whether or not that's worth your time and effort.
Right. Yeah. We talked about video cameras catching them, different things. Remember, the police can't do shit if you don't have the fingerprints, their name, address, a photo.
Right.
If you don't have all that, don't even bother.
Yeah. A friend of mine a few years back was in his house, and a couple of kids were broke into his car and were taking his radio out.
Yeah.
And so, obviously he was armed. He went out there and detained one of them. The other one took off. The other kid saw the gun and saw that the barrel was a .44 and not a BB gun, and decided to sit tight. And he called the police, and they're like, well, there's not a whole lot we can do. And he said, well, I have one here right now.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, that makes our job easier.
Oh, you caught him?
Because he wasn't even going to come. They weren't even going to come over.
Yeah. No, I've been down that road. I've heard that from the police several times that, we're not going to bother. And I know you feel like we're repeating a little bit over that home security episode. I think I remember somebody putting razor blades in the back of their radio.
Really?
That's
like deep. You must have had 3 or 4 car radios stolen.
He had a 65 Mustang, and they kept stealing the radio out of the driveway. And I guess it's with those older cars, you kind of reach up and push the radio out. And so twice he had his radio stolen. So he put razor blades along that back edge. And he came out and found somebody's fingertip in his car. I'm like, that's nasty.
That's gross, man. I'd almost wish they took the radio and not left the fingertip.
Exactly, right? I don't know.
It doesn't even seem like a fair trade.
What else you got out here?
That's everything here for the basics.
right.
You know, we're going to get into some deeper stuff as far as
the perimeter
lines.
All right. So, a couple of things. I know if you guys listened to our EMP episode, I talked about one of the great things for surviving the apocalypse is having the little talk about radios or
walkie-talkies,
things like that. Having that useless 7-year-old sit in a little tree stand all day and keep an eye out with binoculars might just be the answer. You know, you have him with a little talk about he can be your useless perimeter security. Doesn't help if he's up there sleeping the whole time.
Right. Well, I mean,
reading comic books or God knows what.
If your 7-year-old ends up getting killed on the outside too, it's not like a big hit to your defense team.
No, right. That's it. He's not hurting your home security.
Right.
He wasn't that useful in
just
the garden.
let him go.
He's just he's a taker. He's eating.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's one option. You know, having little guard towers kind of thing, little secret outposts. I've heard of people putting digging like spider nests and like that, you know, in the out, and you can have kind of watching. And how cool are you when your house gets overrun and you have somebody who can be shooting from the backside?
Right.
Because honestly, in a firefight, they won't even know the bullets are coming from there and won't even, you know, be shooting back and defensive with that.
Right.
That's just something I've been thinking about. Just saying, putting that out there.
Arm your 7-year-old and keep him in the woods.
Well, I don't know if he was the one shooting back, but I just, I was giving you options. But hey, a 22 in the back when you're shooting from the front, who knows? So anyway, tripwires. That's what we're talking about. Now, you can run a string across your driveway, put some coffee cans jingling, whatever. Might be jingling every time the wind blows. Who knows?
Right.
But it might work. I guess it's better than nothing. If you were somebody who plans to prepare, then you could be, ahead of this. But if you're not, maybe the coffee cans and some string is as far as you're going to go. Maybe you have it rigged up to a bell. Maybe, I've seen tripwires hooked up to, they have those little perimeter lights that you can have switched on, by like that off a tripwire. Different things, flare gun, flares, whatever. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in detail in a second. But like you said, motion lights. There is SunForce makes a great solar light that, is motion detector. Throw one of those out at the end of the driveway. But somebody's still got to be awake. So if you got a guy who sits on the front porch and kind of guards every night, a light going on down at the end of the driveway or at the street, that's going to be a great warning and he's going to catch it. But if you're thinking you're going to be inside sleeping, that motion light
you're not going to see it.
Isn't really going to help you.
You're not going to hear the bell at the end of your driveway if
you're not going to hear soda cans. Those aren't going to do it. It's going to take something more.
So what could we get that we could set on a tripwire that would wake us up?
So here's where we get tricky. So what I'm thinking is, I'm going to put a link in the show notes. All right, so we're going to hook you guys up. They have for one website I saw $34. One website I saw $29. But I think the 29 might not ship to New York, so I may be a little saddened on that. But anyway, the idea was that it's basically a nail and a spring held with a cotter pin tied to your trip line, and basically you release the nail, and it shoots in and sets off the primer on a shotgun round. And you could do that where basically the way they have it set up, you screw it into the side of a tree, you run the cotter pin string across your driveway, across the trail, across whatever, and then you're going to hear the shotgun blast. Now, in the end of the world, when zombies are coming up your driveway, maybe you put a shotgun shell in there. Maybe it points across your driveway. Maybe you get one of those flamethrower rounds, right? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And you're, blasting the flamethrower. Now, I know you said you had some concerns about if a shotgun round isn't in a barrel, it's kind of just going to blast everywhere.
Right.
Turns out that plastic coating might not
It's not gonna. Yeah, it's
be
not
as
gonna
much of a
direct it.
guide as we're thinking. But you guys are pretty creative. Little ingenuity. You might be able to come up with something to kind of direct that a little bit.
Yeah, and I think I think most of those were designed. If you did want to set them up before the apocalypse, most of those were designed with blanks, right?
Right.
It's just gonna you're just gonna set off the primer.
But there is
That'll be loud
pepper
enough to
spray
wake you
rounds.
up.
There's flamethrower rounds. There's flares. What if you shoot a flare off? Again, that might help if it's a quarter mile up the road. Then a flare might be a great deterrent.
Right.
I mean, a great warning signal for you. But if it's right at your house, I don't know if that's really the round that I would go for. Whatever.
Yeah. Now you're gonna have to think about as we're going through these and setting them up. You're gonna have to kind of go through your property in your mind and think about where people are gonna be coming from. Into this. Now,
another one we talked about, setting up choke points.
Right. Right. That's what I was getting.
Setting up the obstacles to direct people into the right angle.
Certain stuff. Yeah. If you're surrounded by woods like I am, you're gonna want to have specific trails, specific ways into the yard, and make avoiding the trails. Make that that's where you go with the raspberry bushes and your stinging nettle.
Yeah. Hey, that sounds right. The other thing, I mean, you can just make something, throw some dead logs and, weird angles. You can kind of force people. We've all seen Rambo. He kind of knew what he was doing, setting people up with the trails. I mean, there's all kinds of options when it comes to booby traps. But, I mean, for this one, we're really trying to alert you to what's going on. You also, they make them for the 22 round blanks, like, the nail gun loads they sell at Home Depot.
Right.
Something like that. They have something called Sentry Mines. And basically they're set up for paintball. And paintballers will set up tripwires and these little mines that shoot the 22 blanks. And the idea is that it's going to make the loud pop and they can play the game and not blow up their friends.
Right.
And be like, oh, this is just as if I'd set up a claymore. You're going to assume if you hit that, I had it set the right way and you're dead and you're out. But these make great perimeter alarms.
Right.
22 is loud enough. You should hear it. If you have, one guy kind of even awake, throughout the night, then you're going to know, hey, somebody's out there and be ready for it.
Yeah. Now, I sleep pretty soundly, but...
Do you?
My wife, she's up with the sound of everything,
The
So
sound of the shotgun
good.
Round is going to wake anybody up.
That's what
I mean.
looking for.
That's the bottom line. If you're that guy, and if your defense plan is you, then shotgun rounds are something you're going to want. You're going to want something no matter where you are in the property, no matter what's going on. You're going to hear it.
Right.
Shotgun's going to be the right answer. Otherwise, these 22 rounds should be good. If you have somebody outside standing watch, but this way they can cover a way bigger area and they can see in the dark because they know, hey, there's somebody over there because, I hear that going off. That's maybe the better way. They're cheaper. They're a little bit easier to set up. And those blanks are nothing. You don't mind if they're going off. You're not hurting anybody. Right. Shotgun rounds, you can do blanks. You can also point it in a safe direction,
Right. You can fire it into the side of a tree or something.
Right. Yeah. But, or into the ground or whatever. I mean, that's not really the issue. You can also
cut point it towards whoever is...
And make it a blank.
Yeah, that's true.
You can unload it, basically. I'll let you guys watch some YouTube on how to, turn your shot rounds into
don't
blanks.
take a razor knife to a shotgun shell if you don't know what you're doing.
Well,
it's pretty safe, but I don't want to hear about people blowing their fingers off.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really kind of, survival of the
YouTube
fittest
it. Trust somebody else, not me. So I'll let you get to the bottom of that. And what else are you thinking? Any other thoughts on perimeter?
What would you use for a trip line?
Well, I mean, I have a spool of snare wire. This is like Vietnam era comes in like yellow and green or something like that. And they're really cheap. I bought this big bag a long time ago, like 8 spools and whatever. So, I mean, that's what I use. Fishing line, but you're going to want to buy your heavier, like 50-pound or something like that.
And that's a little bit more visible than the...
It is. You kind of get the reflective.
Mm-hmm.
You always run the risk that it's going to be seen. Really, it's going to work in the night.
Right.
In the day, you might have an issue. But the thing is, they're probably not going to see the snare wire at night with a flashlight. They might see the fishing line at night with a flashlight.
And the detriment of that is that if somebody sees a snare line, they're going to know it's there for a reason. Yeah. Right? Whether it is to protect the house or,
Yeah, but
they can also
it might be a signal that, hey, I'm a crazy motherfucker, though.
That's true. And how many landmines does it take to make a minefield? What's the minimum? The minimum is a sign that says minefield.
Yeah, that's the minimum.
So it may be seeing that trip line is, let's stay away from this crazy person.
Yeah.
Because they're probably inside with a shotgun,
yeah.
Wearing tinfoil on their head.
Yeah, tinfoil, yeah. Now, obviously...
I just want to make a point real quick, since about the tinfoil hats. That's only amplifying your brainwaves. You're not protecting it from the CIA. You're giving them a receiver.
I saw a TV show called Finder.
Mm-hmm.
And they were always worried about the tinfoil hats. And finally, in the end of the show, the last episode of the last season, they go off in the woods. And 3 of them are out there wearing tinfoil hats. And the one guy's not. Zapped by a laser from space.
Ooh.
Out. So I'm just saying, it's still a possibility. So I don't know if we want to risk it.
All right.
Was putting that out there. Now, what I would tell you guys, all these alarms, you always want to use blanks. And if you set up tripwires on your private property, you are still responsible for any damage that you do to people. Mm-hmm. It's on you.
Right.
It turns out that the law doesn't look kindly to you setting tripwires in your yard.
Mm-hmm.
Blanks and whatever, we're talking about the zombie apocalypse and the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel you know anyone who might come on your property and you want to use real shotgun rounds, well, that's your call and you might be crazy.
And I would recommend taking out the balls from the shotguns and replacing with rock salt. Less
Kevin
lethal and more painful.
Rock salt is a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you can look for rock salt loads online. Actually, you can buy those at...
Really? I didn't know that.
They can be ordered through your gun dealer.
Is that just... I want to buy something to
now
ruin somebody's
day? If you
day,
blast somebody in the head, it still might end badly.
Yeah, I mean, rock salt doesn't guarantee that you're not going to kill him.
It just... Yeah.
I mean, rock salt is made out of rocks of salt.
I think they call it less lethal loads.
Right. Well, isn't that what they say about the rubber bullets? They're less lethal.
Less lethal.
Doesn't mean if you get shot in the eye that you're not going to get killed.
I know I mentioned in the past here the beanbag loads that go through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these things, whatever. The other thing I've seen, you could take these 22 blanks, and I've seen people rig up a mouse trap.
Mm-hmm.
And just take a mouse trap and set it for a nail to come and strike the blank.
Right.
Again, something pretty easily set up with a tripwire. You don't have to spend the $20 each, money. It's up to you. It's really what's your time, what's your money worth.
But really, $20, $30 for these types of things, if you're interested in it, that's not a whole lot of money you're spending. No. You can set them up on doors. You can set them up on a screen door or a garage door. You can set them up around your yard, but you can set them basically any place. Anything that moves, you can design it to set it off.
And speaking of getting people in the right direction, the barbed wire is like $65 at Tractor Supply for like a mile.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You might be able to... And you're thinking, well, I'm smarter than you. I got a Leatherman and I'll just cut that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I also know for $60... I can make that an electric fence.
That's right.
I'm just putting that out there. Solar electric. And guess what? For a cut up extension cord, I can also make that an electric fence. And I'm just putting that out there. You do what you gotta do, I'll do what I gotta do.
Now, you ever see the movie, the original one, Last House on the Left?
I have, but it's been years.
Yeah, it's a terrible movie. I mean, I don't recommend people go out and watch it. But there is a scene in there where they're rigging their house. And they set up a pretty interesting system with a wall socket going to a doorknob.
Oh.
And, you can go with 110, which doesn't feel good.
No,
but you can bump it up if you're trying to put somebody down.
This guy's crazy.
I'm just saying.
Just
I
saying.
thought it was a good idea when I saw it. But, a lot of people touch your doorknob that aren't trying to hurt you. So.
Or are they? And that's that. So, that's pretty much what we got. I don't know. We just kind of want to get you guys thinking again. It's spring. You're starting to do some stuff. Not quite spring, but almost. We're getting there. We're rounding the corner.
Yeah.
The other thing with spring, I was thinking you guys need to do stuff to kind of get outdoors, get the family outdoors, get them on board with, the kids with not staring at video games all day and maybe appreciating nature. I know, Kevin, here, you're big on bonfires outside and doing that. And that's something to really get you outside and get the family doing something enjoyable.
Yeah, I've been saving up Christmas trees from all the neighbors, man.
We're getting ready, huh?
Exciting, yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, I know this year I'm building a big outdoor fireplace. And I got to say, there's a good chance that pretty much every night I'm going to be out there with some Southern Comfort and my outdoor fireplace and just do something with your family. Think about, get people used to the outside.
Right.
Enjoy nature again. It's relaxing. It's nice.
Yeah, and the truth is the more time you spend on your property, around the outside, in the woods, the more often you're going to see the difference between what you should be seeing, what you are seeing.
Yeah.
You're going to notice tracks. You're going to notice broken branches. You're going to notice things like that. If you go to work every day and come home and go inside and watch TV,
right,
you're not going to notice people that are
What's
coming and
going
going from your property.
Now, I believe you had some squatters in your backyard not that long ago.
I did. There's a
Year
crazy
ago,
there's a crazy lady that was living out in the woods behind my house, and she was doing her own thing. I didn't bother her, and she didn't bother me. But it's important that you know that there's a crazy person.
All right.
Be aware of the crazy people.
That's what I'm talking about.
If there's people around,
start spending some time outside, get to know what's going on your own property.
Right.
And if you don't have enough property that you can't just stand on the porch and see everything, move.
Yeah.
Go buy some better property.
Right. And if you can't pee in your front yard,
it's wrong.
You need to move. I've pee in my front yard, and I've had the neighbors call a couple times. But...
That's what I was going to say. I'm like, wait, I'm not sure you can pee in your front yard. Yeah. Apparently you can.
I can.
They're like,
There's one,
Kevin, I'm not sure what you were doing out there, but it didn't look great. My little girl's been crying ever since.
So I saw Alex Jones was on the
Joe Rogan
Experience. Yeah,
my kid calls me out, or I get a text yesterday. Who's Alex Jones? Is he crazy? What's Alex Jones all about?
Yeah.
And he goes, "What's this Pizzagate? What's going
on?"
He's
just learning about Pizzagate now?
He just found out about it. And he's like, it sounds... And I was like, well, he's crazy like 80% of the time. And, 20%, he's genius, Yeah. And he was like, well, he's talking about Pizzagate. And I was like, yeah, that's the crazy 20%. And he's like, no, man, you got to listen to it. It's real.
Yeah. No, I listened to the first half of it today, and he gets into that. And he talks about how the media blew it out of proportion, what he was talking about. And I didn't necessarily hear anything that he said about Pizzagate. I all heard it all secondhand. And when I was saying fake news, it was fake news, I stand by that.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't recommend going down to Planet Pizza and shooting the place up.
No?
No.
All right. Well, I wouldn't have recommended that if they were crazy. That's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out. But otherwise...
Yeah, I was just now, we're talking about...
Sorry?
Well, just getting into some of the news topics. We were talking about these homemade landmines and homemade property deterrent things. And I was looking at an article from August. So this is a good 6 months, 8 months ago, and they were getting into ISIS. All the towns and cities they're evacuating. They're mining. Leaving mines. And I went through some of them. Some of them are pretty intricate and pretty interesting. And it's kind of fucked up because they're doing things like doorways and rocks and things on the road on the way into the city. But they're also mining places that are setting booby traps for places that are like civilian occupied.
Yeah, the
places.
playground.
Right. Kids and families.
Yeah. There's some fucked up people out there.
So they do have some interesting ideas that you might want to look into, but also keep in mind that these are crazy assholes.
Yes.
So, just because you're a crazy asshole doesn't mean you don't have anything to contribute. Just like me.
There you
just
go.
Like Chuck. I'm not really even the crazy one. I think it's you.
Oh,
I think
man.
you're the crazy one.
I'm the crazy one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That said, preppingbadass.com.
Right.
Preppingbadass@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook. Leave a review on the iTunes.
And if you have any interesting ideas on booby traps and things like that, let us know. I'm always interested in seeing some simple solutions. Smearing poop on your punji spikes and things like that. Definitely interested in hearing about that. If
You're
got
all
any
about
ideas.
the fecal matter, aren't you?
It's a good way to take care of it, man. Infections.
Kill them 2 or 3 days later.
Yeah.
And then everybody else feels bad too. They're like, this is just.
They gotta watch them linger. Was there poop on that spike? There wasn't there? You son of a.
And with that, and Patreon, don't forget about that.
Definitely think about hitting this up. I'd we're looking to upgrade some of the mics and some of the basic stuff here in our low budget studio.
Operation. Yeah. Footsteps in the podcast, whatever it is, we could fix those things for a small fortune.
Yeah.
So, all right, stay safe, and we will talk to you guys next week.
Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With fishingbooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. Fishingbooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to fishingbooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today.